visual art is an expression of the development of a culture of people. You don't get to have an important or highly developed visual art unless you have a highly developed society. Unless your image, your identity is highly developed, you don't get to produce it in any kind of grand scale. This is true throughout history. This is how we know African history to a large degree, is because of the great art they've left us. And even though today, we look and we don't know what to think, we know what it was by that art. We know that art helped to shape the whole modern art movement. It was through those masks, through those African sculptures that Picasso and Matisse and all those artists that they taught me to copy when I was at City College. It was through those works that those guys devised the modern art movement that they keep us out of. Huh? They copied our ancestors. This is known. And in the 1960s, it was very hard to find any African art in America. I mean, in America, yes, in America. And in New York, there was the Museum of Natural History that had an African art wing. The Metropolitan did not have theirs. They probably had some pieces. They were developing, an African art wing. They have quite a glorious African art wing. And then they have the Temple of Denjure. They got a lot of wonderful African art stuff. Beautiful African art. But you can't go in there and find our contribution. And our contribution is powerful. It's powerful, it's strong, it's wonderful, and here's another thing that I want to make very clear. The African American artist dating back during slavery, the painters like Edmondson and those fantastic painters who did it in spite of everything that they had to suffer. Nobody promised them anything. Many of them didn't get anything. And all the ones that came after have lived on just their own love of creativity. Being promised nothing, being given nothing, living in poverty, dying in obscurity. It's a pathetic story. It's a wonderful story in a sense to see that human beings, can love themselves and others enough to give their lives. And that's what a lot of artists do. They give their lives. They give their lives to create these images.